In a way, this series can also be an extension of Mod Pack Madness. I mean, it would be if anything else comes out, but unless it's a mod pack, I mean, I will still try to add other things as well as they come out. Custom content, really, whether it's a character, events, or even mysteries, but I'll be on the lookout for any. So, getting into this, we're really just flipping both switches. I'm really just hitting quick play, at least in this run, just to randomize random item stats and or 3 custom mysteries, but otherwise, yeah, we're playing on Amnesiac and we're playing on Aaron, if that wasn't already apparent already, because I don't know how Future Jordan's going to make the thumbnail. So, as we get into Aaron Amnesiac random item stats, just really quickly, we're starting with the immediate custom event that Perm can only do. Then we're playing with an old god and a backstory that only Perm can use at the moment. So, just to reiterate, I feel like it's important to reiterate that if you try to play with this custom story and this old god without using the Perm plugin, it won't work. Second encounter, dexterity, light, strength, knowledge, and maybe a second mystery check? Otherwise, the only other thing happening is, aside from game development, I am trying to wrap my head around basically certain concepts in game design, so still related to video game development, but I'm doing my best. Oh my goodness, really? Well, so this message down here, but nobody came for using the order ticket, is a placeholder for, or not a placeholder, it is an effect as if you lost the ticket, but I forced the order ticket to be used successfully twice by getting a random drink item before it can disappear. That's essentially what I'm trying to say here. Sailors, Flood, Painting, Labyrinth, Cult. Well, definitely Flood in Labyrinth, first and second. Probably Cult third, just in case I'm forced to fight a boss, because Painting and Sailors will be fourth and fifth respectively. Yeah, so off we go. So that being said, yes, I have seen title updates to certain games, basically, but obviously I'm focusing on my own games. I mean, I have everything on my plate. My own games, at least, playing on this channel and developing. So really trying to focus on little kitten, because my mind wants to wander off and do some other stuff, but, I mean, maybe it's okay, maybe it's actually not. So, yeah, off we go. I'm keeping an eye on Aaron, by the way. Lost 1 max reason, gained 1 reason. Stats got set to 6, and that's going to be really, really interesting. That does mean that, from what I see, yeah, that's a set. I haven't looked at the code. I should be looking at some of these effects, by the way, so if I were to note like 52 somewhere on the side, yeah, I really should make a note of that. But I also need to, 1, grab a weapon, and 2, well, we do have a steak knife now. 4 damage, okay, you know what, that's okay enough. In fact, that's no, because I'm trying to think of I'm thinking of a 5 base damage weapon. But do we have? So we don't have Vigil. I'm pretty sure we have Colt, Flood, and Labyrinth. Then after that, we have Painting. So we are gonna do some mansion investigation. We also have village investigation. So what's our high threat level location? School? I guess yeah. We'll just set the police patrols to the mansion. Might be wrong. I don't know the exact number of investigations for each location in each mystery yet. Again, it's more just generally keeping in mind. Now, again, you don't need to be this sweaty to really survive most of your World of Horror Harbinger runs, but it would help out. But even more so than remembering where you're investigating in each mystery would be in fact the events. That is by far the best. So Doom decreases by 6 charisma, and yeah, Aaron's RNG is working out relatively well for now, but that can quickly switch. In fact, actually, no, this is better. Yeah, Aaron's stat setting event is better than Miku's Mayhem. I was gonna say, I need Doom for Mayhem. No. If Miku's stats get set to 6 at the very beginning of a run due to Aaron, that's better, number-wise. Unless we're doing like Auteur or something, but that's a very specific example. We can take, yeah, we probably should just take Flood now. So, I'm trying to think. I think we're gonna be okay. I already forgot some things, but I think we'll be fine. So, let's continue onward. So yeah, the funny thing is, with Aaron and Amnesiac, a lot of funky stuff can happen. It can be really, really bad. Especially, I think Aaron also has an effect, if I recall correctly, that decreases the amount of experience you have. If you ever get that on an Amnesiac run, you're pretty much playing on Commoner. But on the other side of things, if you get a lot of good effects, stats set to 6, speed increases, because I think every speed increase or decrease that I've seen so far with Aaron is effectively we're gonna go for damage research. Is effectively stats as well if we're looking for in battle damage, I guess, or time speed. Sorry. We also have Heat Wave. I need to remember that, but it would be nice. I had Heat Wave in the last video, so I'll play. Yeah, this is the last video. I should have Heat Wave, but hey, I don't have any funds. What's gonna happen? 3 Doom. All right, cool. We are in Flood, and this is our near the end of our second mystery, so all things considered, we're doing pretty well. Also, I should have stored the Tome of Rot. I also need to use the order ticket again. We also have a lost wallet. We got another bad effect of the. We got the bad effect of the order ticket. I could rest here, but let's rest the farm because we do have Heat Wave, so we don't have any allies, thankfully, I think. And I'm pretty sure that can include Kana, if I recall correctly, but I guess we'll see. So, we have 7 dexterity now due to Mayhem, so now we can actually prep attack. The sad news is that we have to take 2 all damage. Could gamble here. Can we gamble here? That's prep. I'm looking for dodge. We can, because if we're going to be out in 3 turns anyway, we might as well dodge. And yeah, we can't do assess the enemy because we don't have any more time. Unless I want to trade -1 all for 5 experience, if I recall. Maybe even 8. Let's just say 8 experience. I'm pretty sure it's less than that, but anywho. So, as we get into this encounter, let's just get rid of enemy B first before we do anything else. Unfortunately, this is a bottle of blood, so it becomes pretty much unusable. And we might as well just gamble on... Can we even gamble here? Yeah. No, but... Might as well. We do more damage, and we do... Yeah, we do upwards of 5 to 6 damage anyway, so we might as well... Because if we kick, we don't get 5 damage, which is what I need, so... At this point, however, we do have Flesh Regrowth, but let's cast Heat Wave first. And we'll see. The other thing I was trying to check was basically trying to put in a variable in the middle of text, which didn't work out. So, yeah, we're just going to take this damage in the face. I think next turn we're out, guaranteed. Because this is 12 damage at base, plus the 2 damage from the Researchers, yeah, which is 14 HP. Lose Bath, so that is not great, but... Maybe this order ticket finally gets us a drink, gets us a soft drink. We'll keep it on hand for the moment. But we also want to grab this crowbar. We also have more healing through the experimental drug. Yeah, I think we'll take it with us for the moment. Off we go. So if there's any other piece of advice, the piece of advice as we get into our third mystery here is, yeah, I would advise you taking your hardest, quote-unquote, hardest mystery third. Even if you don't have a boss, the reason is because if you run into a lot of, or 2 or 3 enemies during the third mystery, and then the events slam your face as well, then you would rather that happen in the third mystery where they're doing less damage than in the fourth mystery when they're doing more, basically. I'm shrugging in real life as I say that's the end of the sentence. It's really, really painful. Now, if you have certain things going on, like maybe you're about to level up in the middle of your fourth mystery, and then you're going to get hot bath or something so you can rest, maybe you're about to get a combat perk in the middle of Mystery 4, at the beginning of Mystery 4, with just another investigation or 2, then sure, right? You do what you want. But, again, if you're still kind of making your strategy for Harbinger with certain characters or backstory Old God combinations, I say give it a... give what I've said a shot. You'll find your Harbinger runs being a little bit nicer. Well... I was just hoping, but I'm pretty sure we have to rest here, because otherwise we are going to die. Alternatively, I could Flesh Regrowth into Heat Wave, but this is probably going to be the best chance we get to rest, especially if we get if we get Fetid Fumes. Yeah, if we get Fetid Fumes, that's all I have to say. Also, keeping an eye on Aaron again. We're going to take a peek. We're going to back off, and I think that... I don't know if that changes anything. I really need to look into these mysteries. I keep saying that, and I never do. But hey, let's level up, well, because we could get adrenaline. We don't, but would have been nice. Otherwise, we take strength, so we can brace a lot better. Keeping in mind that, so Erin's setting our Miku stats to 6 here, while getting 1 stat per 20%-ish Doom. That's a lot. She as you can already see, actually, she does pass every single lighthouse check without even hitting the 60% Doom threshold. I always forget the exact number, but can I fit in a strong attack? Not really. So I guess we'll just do our no, that's not worth it. So off we go. We'll throw the Kobar so we can get even more, because this does 5 damage. But right after that, as we attack, we'll just Heat Wave as well to kind of save time. Because while the game is going through the action sequence, we can just use Heat Wave to deal damage. I'm pretty sure that's more time efficient. But anyway, we're gonna keep bracing till the very end here because we don't want to risk anything. So, okay, no, this is guaranteed. I was gonna say. I think I was like, that kick looks a lot faster, and kick is not kick's time speed, action speed, whatever you want to call it, does not scale off of a stat. So I was like, why am I able to fit a kick in there? But anywho. Oh, that's right, we lost Bat, so hoping for the order ticket. Because the can of Eldsoft is actually, it's better than a light Bat the rest, but as you can see here, you're not guaranteed to get it. That's why I'm like, oh, it's not so bad. Also keep in mind, or to note here, I did not make the Can of Eldsoft custom item for Perm that I made for the order ticket. I literally just happened to work out that I was like, oh, I'm gonna make an order ticket so it gives you a drink. Oh, hey, Can of Eldsoft is a drink. Hallucinations, by the way. So yeah, it was just a happy coincidence. That being said, 54% Doom. Oh my sweet goodness. 56% Doom. 58% Doom. Anyway, moving on. Our Doom is low. That's what I'm trying to say here. Now, that being said, I could just run away here. But since we're taking reason damage, we can fight this. 10 power. What's our accuracy looking like? Looking pretty good, actually. So we can take like 2-3 reason damage here and be on our merry little way. I don't remember what healing. Okay. Experimental Drug is reason healing. Taiyaki is also reason healing. But we also have flesh regrowth. So I'm feeling very confident. Now that could just get thrown down the gutter with a lot of bad events, as always. I like to mention that because I think it is a relevant point. But yeah, you can just take a bunch of damage in the face, or maybe get a cut artery here, and suddenly our RNG starts falling down. It wouldn't just immediately plummet, but I promise you, if something really bad happens, I'll let you know, and this run can quickly switch around. Like rolling a 12+1 modifier on our stat check, but it's not over yet. So I think that's because of looting, ? Yeah. Which is different from pickpocket. I always get the two mixed up, but looting is chance to proc funds, or is it guaranteed funds after every encounter? I'm going crazy. Anywho, 8 power, we can try to gamble here. Do I want to? No. That's way too much RNG. So instead, I think, yeah, if we brace, prep, attack, we should be good. In fact, if we do a strong attack, I'd feel even better. Better. Because then we can do 2 guaranteed attacks? Ooh, 92%. Well, let's find out. Okay, I was going to throw the steak knife because we would have been able to defeat the enemy if we threw the steak knife. But let's level up really quickly here. First aid, finally, because this is Nurse Miku, who is also a custom character who... if you decide to download her from the Discord server, just note that she does not have everything I would have wanted to give this character. First and foremost, she won't have adrenaline available during a level up. That's the biggest thing. I think there may be 1 or 2 other things, but that's the most important thing. So to get into sailors here, we do want to toss 2 items away. It's probably going to be these reeling. No, actually, we have a bunch of items in here, in fact. So toss, and we'll take healing items with us. We could use a lot of these items, actually, but... In fact, actually, before I do that, we are in a random item stats run. I mean, our steak knife doing 4 damage should have already reminded me of that, but This medical kit normally sells for 2 funds. It still sells for 2 funds, thankfully. And I think even with the price hike, this pack of actually can cost 6. I'm pretty sure, but let's find out. Could also sell a Tome of Rot, but let's find out. Okay, 5 funds. If we run to out of funds, we'll trade off stamina and use flesh regrowth. We could also trade off Doom, but then our Doom is going to rise a bit high because I forgot my second encounter. So, unfortunately, I did not use the cigarettes immediately, which would have allowed me to deal with this encounter a lot better. In fact, I'm just going to run. Even though that would have healed 2 reason for us, I'm pretty sure we would have taken at least -2 all damage, which I would not have liked. Now, again, I do know I have a lot of healing items at the moment, but as that happens, yeah, that could happen. We just lose a bunch of HP. Also, I did do the effect. Yeah, I did. I was about to say, I was going to look to the... For some reason, I was going to look to throw away items, but hey, all defensive actions are slower. Doom continues to increase, and I'm crossing my fingers here, but our Doom is already a bit high. In fact, it's very high now, so now we need to use the Monument. I think I need to use it twice, so let's find out. 2 funds, well... I forgot to use the order ticket again. Cannibal stuff sells for 0 as well, and no. So, I'd rather keep the... Do I? We don't have any more funds anyway, unless we can sell the flashlight. We can, thankfully. So let's do that, so we can get rid of this Doom. We'll trade off stamina because we have flesh regrowth, thankfully. But as we face the class of 1971, yeah, we'd rather heatwave this. So we do have flesh regrowth. That's why I'm being a bit liberal with my stamina. Liberal, is that what? Basically, I'm taking that word from when you like spread something on food liberally or use it on food liberally. But anywho, this is really unfortunate. This is really unfortunate. Even with the nicotine rush buff, huh? Well, I guess we do use flesh regrowth quickly here. But we keep using Heat Wave until we get it down to about, yeah, I think that's the 12 HP or below, so we can do our 12 damage and leave. We do heal 2 reason for it. Our problem now is stamina, because there's only so many times we can use the thingy. In fact, we have a lot of reason healing, so here's hoping. We get a bunch of dogs. But we need to get out of this mystery right now so that we can fail the second encounter check and still be fine. Actually, if we have the 6th floor of the lighthouse, no, we'll be fine still. So, just making sure though, yeah, we do have the 6th floor, so that's 6 Doom guaranteed. We thankfully don't have any branded procs, but right after that, we should actually just heal stamina here. We have 14 strength. This is due to airing, basically. It's also Miku with Mayhem, or just Mayhem in general. Second encounter, Dexterity, Light, Strength, Knowledge, and Second Mystery. So we'll pass every single stat check. It's the non-stat checks that we worry about here. Because I did toss my light... well, we tossed our light source, but we shouldn't need to worry because we have all of this thingamajiggy. Yeah, not really much else to say. So... let me try to remember. We took Flood second, I believe, because then I took Labyrinth third. Did I fight anything in our first mystery? Which I don't even remember at the moment. I think it was Colt. So yeah, you're guaranteed to pretty much fight a Colt member, so that has to be our first encounter. Did we fight the dentist? Because otherwise, it's either Colt member A or Sweaty Assailant. Otherwise, I'm gambling on a 33%. But we're gambling anyway, because I don't remember when we fought the bloodthirsty dentist. So, Sweaty Assailant it is. Okay, good. Alright, we survived no matter what. So yeah, without further ado, I am basically, if you reach this far, I'll give you a bit of fun stuff. I might actually do a little something before Little Kitten gameplay-wise, out of pseudo-meta channel-wise, but otherwise, for World of Horror, I am working on 1 or 2 custom mysteries. Even though, if I wanted to make a custom mystery, I would have... Oh my god, goodness, Aaron, no! That's right, it's not over. I'm slinking in my chair, by the way. Tell me this is the last floor, by the way. I think it's the last floor. I think it's fine, actually. No, it doesn't count. Oh. Well, that's interesting to see. But yeah, I'm working on a custom mystery or 2. It's going to start really slow. I'm still slumped in my chair, so if I sound weird, I'm going to actually tilt my microphone down. But yeah, without further ado, not really much else to say. Aaron truly is